Hello, Buddhas. We are starting today's video out with a kitty cameo because it's all about the kitties today. Now, before I outstay my welcome here, this cat does not like to be held for super long. But I wanted him to be in my thumbnail because he's so cute. But before you guys go down and subscribe and hit the like button and hit the bell notification, I wanted to show off the cat. And I think we are outstaying our welcome. Now, why did I bring a cat into a YouTube video? Obviously, the internet loves cats. It's pretty much built and run by cats. Video over. But for those of you that are still around, I am blessed with an amazing cat who is still sitting here watching me film. And he is so communicative about the things that he wants. But what's funny is that I can't understand a single thing he's saying. Kind of. I'm starting to learn how to understand a little bit what he's saying. But I can't speak cat, and cat can't speak English or human language. And it hit me the other day. What if that's exactly what Source is doing, trying to understand what the heck we are saying? Let me explain for a second here. Do you think that Source cares or can pay attention to, or not that they're limited in any way, but constantly thinks in English language or whatever language you happen to speak? That would be so limiting to infinite intelligence that it would not be infinite intelligence, it would be a human. That's kind of one of our tropes here, is we are stuck, or blessed, however you want to see it, with this verbal communication system. Written, oral, phones, face-to-face, we communicate by making sounds or writing down scribbles on a piece of paper, which is exceedingly inefficient. Now, when I bring it to the cat perspective, if he's sitting on the ground looking up at me and meowing, then I can kind of understand he wants my attention, but I don't know what his intention is because I don't speak cat. But I can start to put a picture together based on some of the behaviors or the attitudes that he has around when he's making a racket. So if it's evening time and he's meowing at me and standing by his food bowl, then I can pretty much come to the conclusion that he's hungry and wants me to feed him. That one's fairly straightforward. Now, if I look at it from the perspective of a cat, trying to talk to the human overlord, right? We're pretty much, at the end of the day, not to throw religion in on this specifically, but to my cat, I am the source of all things. You could call it a god if you want, but he's a cat and I'm a human. There's a difference there. And am I and you? If he wants to eat, he's got to get it from me. There's no way that he could get food in my condo other than from me giving it to him. So there's definitely an elevated hierarchy there. And he has to communicate that to me. So I'm looking at it from the perspective of the cat, and he's looking up at his master, let's call it his human, probably a better term, his human, and his human is like, what do you want? And he's looking up, he's like, meow, I want this stuff. But I have to piece together what he actually wants, unless he's more clear. And that's where I think that we can really learn from how animals communicate with us about how we can communicate with Source. Because at the end of the day, we are animals. We are fleshy, bony, scrawny, biggie, whatever you want to call us, descriptively. We are animals on this planet, and we tend to forget that we come out of nature itself. We are an evolutionary step along the process of consciousness. And it would be just as frustrating for us to be yelling our heads off at Source, infinite intelligence, saying, hey, I want a boat. And Source just being like, what the hell is that human talking about? I don't get it. Okay, cool, we're just gonna ignore him until, like, here, we want to give you all the stuff. Like, I want to give you all the things, but like, I don't get what you're asking for clearly enough, so I can't. Like, you're the problem. It's the same thing with the cat. If the cat's not clear about what he wants from me, then I can't give it to him. And that's where the clarity piece comes in so strongly. If he's sitting right beside his dish and meowing at me and it's about feeding time, then it's really obvious what he's looking for. However, if I'm sitting at my chair working on a video or working on other projects and he comes up to me and meows and it's the middle of the afternoon, I have a really hard time understanding what he's looking for. I've even made a deal with him saying that if you can tell me what you want, I will literally give it to you, whatever it happens to be. I'm still waiting to hear some actual English words. But on the flip side, from the cat's perspective, he must be extremely annoyed with me, thinking that I'm some goofy idiot who just sits there, ignores him, and pretends to take care of him when I feel like it. But that's not the case at all. I'd be happy to deliver whatever he's asking for. I just don't always understand what it is. And that's where I think that spirit, source, whatever, is at sometimes. And our ability to tune in to our hearts and our ability to tune into the omnipresent, the knowing, the understanding, the love frequency that source is clearly vibrating at, because when you tap in, you know it, and it's fantastic. Our ability to tap into that, to make our message clearer to source, is where the power of manifestation comes. If we're just sitting at our desk all day complaining and berating and being upset and just being in a foul place, then source is all like, I love you, but I'm not going down there for you. Sorry, bud. However, if we can say that, hey, I'm going to take some time to center myself. I'm going to sit and meditate. I am going to be intentional about the request that I have. I'm going to have intention to be that desired outcome, right? My intention is to make great YouTube videos, post them online. My intention is to communicate with my cat and give him what he wants. If I can really center on that and get rid of all the noise and get rid of everything that's kind of like in the way of the real true desire that I have, then source can accept what I'm asking for and understand where I'm coming from. And I believe that's what we're learning when we work with animals. And I'm so blessed to have a beautiful creature that lives with me, that he can teach me these little lessons about what he wants and how he's trying to get it. And then I can look at that and say, okay, you're a beautiful, intelligent creature, and I look down on you because I'm a more intelligent creature as well. But maybe that's where we can learn from source, because if the cat needs to communicate what it wants to me in order to get it, and I need to communicate what I want to source in order to get it, we can all learn something about that communication system. So, Buddhas, if you've got any comments about this happening in your life, please let me know down in the description. And as well, hit that like button, bell notification, subscribe, so that you can get content like this every single day. And remember, the absolute most important thing that you can do on the daily is to love yourself.